Hello, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Sound check, sound check. Can you guys hear me? Hey, what's going on, guys? Lori, Xerxes. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me all right? Hey, Roxanne. All right, cool. You guys can hear me? All right, we'll wait until, give it a moment till everyone jumps on. We're all here, safe and sound for right now. We made it past the 10th. I've got a lot of data to cover, so I'll wait till everyone. All right, awesome. Tara, what's going on? Holly. All right, cool. Guys, episode 35. Episode 35. We've made it past the 10th. A lot happened on the 10th. I know it sounds like some quiet things. Believe me. It was pretty intense. So that night I was out. So I had visitors a couple weeks ago. Oliver and Marty. They came down. They left me a little gift to play with, some night vision. I captured on the 10th, and I just posted it. A bunch of ships, a bunch of different light ships. Now, they said that we were supposed to see all this stuff around the world. I didn't see anything. I did see a ton of ship activity. And I know prior to the 10th, Illuminea and other light Defender light ships showed up and skirted off a lot. Prior to the 10th, locked the Tyrant out for 1,000 years out of the gate. And beat back some of these insectoids to that dark side of the moon, that upper dark type right quadrant quarter. I should have wrote down the name of that quadrant, but we got the location, and there was a lot of activity. But then I got some contact. I thought I fixed that. So if that's really loud, I do apologize. I did try playing with my notifications to see if I can silence so it's not so loud when that goes off when you guys are at home and stuff. I'll play with it some more and see what I can do. You guys like the haircut? That's what you get when you get a free haircut. It's a little short, but it's all right. It's all right. It's a hot August. How you guys doing tonight? Everyone good? All right. Stephanie, hey, what's going on? Susan, everybody. All right, episode 35. Let's catch up. Where we left off is episode 34. Right at the end, we did receive contact. And that message was that they may fear thee up. That is to say, he did not tell you. So that was the last transmission while we were live on the air at 11:45 p.m. We did receive that message, and it was basically confirmation that they were trying to instill fear. So we're going to jump into contact. The last time I received contact was August 19th, which was Thursday at 12:40 p.m. Also, to answer from last episode, I believe it was last episode, someone wanted to know the actual cubic meters of the Soltraxi, the flagship. So the capital flagship is 283,487 cubic meters of Earth feet, and that's how it was told to me through contact. 283,487 cubic meters of Earth feet. So that's a huge ship. that's huge. So let's just jump into it. We're all here. I'm still here. Everything's good. We had some wicked heat lightning and lightning storms the past 72 to almost 4 days worth of wicked heat lightning and different thunderstorms that were rolling in. I know there's a storm heading up towards Long Island, where I'm originally from. And I think it's like a category 1, or it's just going to be a tropical storm by the time it hits. So, wishing everyone well in the Northeast. And besides that, let's jump right into it. So, after August 9th, after I received that contact at the end of the transmission, basically, before we went on Discord, and I had some questions, and then we'll go into contact. I will say we'll do a Discord afterwards, so if you guys want to jump on, I'll be on the after show chat, and we can talk, and we'll see what happens, and maybe we get contact tonight, maybe we don't. But all right, let's get serious here, because there's ups and downs with this contact, but we're gonna get right into it. After I received that message at 11:45 p.m. August 9, 2021, I asked to please explain in more detail. I asked him to please send an image, and on the 10th, so there was nothing. So on the 10th, what I did is I went outside. It was mostly clear. It was partly cloudy, but it was the type of clouds that were, if you've ever been in a subtropical or tropical area where the clouds seem really low and it's mostly clear and they blow through really quickly. I was capturing quite a bit of activity. We posted that. Today, the actual timestamp, with that equipment, I have to figure out and go through the manual to figure out how to put in the exact current date and time. So that date and time that you're seeing on there is not the time. It was August 10th. And I was really shaky. So it was hard. And I was sitting in a chair and I'm trying to hold it as tight as I could. So we're gonna get a tripod, and we'll have from now on still images that I'll present to you guys. On Wednesday, August 11th, so it was quiet. So I saw a lot of ships, but nothing happened. So August 11th, I received a message, and it was at 11:28 a.m., not p.m. So it was during the day. And it says as follows: 11 in the council, then it is to inform the Lyran, the heads of the pillars of the 3 and 9 princes, he that keepeth the laws of God, and of the kings that of his oppressor, and 3 pillars, is an intellectual, routine, or in a multiplicity of levels. We conclude that they become self-absorbed through your science and by others to gain attention for their teaching and preaching that spoke to you. The tongue we have not studied. You have shared the images you are not supposed to exist. And we have contact with the third eye would not be right. We have given you the coordinates is shown. It may well happen that we have given you numerous function, like Plato, when it is too late, but it is not, except this time the farewell. And I said, what must be done? Are you saying I have failed? I await your response. I'll read that one more time. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. So 11 in the council. Then it is to inform the Lyran, so that would be myself, the heads of the pillars of the 3, and they say that I'm a Lyran prince, so I'm over 3 factions. So 11 in the council, then it is to inform the Lyran, the heads of the pillars of the 3 and 9 princes, he that keepeth the laws of God, and of the kings that of his oppressor, so the oppressor would be the tyrant and the insectoid queen, and 3 pillars is an intellectual routine or in a multiplicity of levels. We concluded that they become self-absorbed through your science and by others to gain attention for their teaching and preaching that spoke to you. The tongue we have not studied. You have shared the images you are not supposed to exist. So I did share images I guess I wasn't supposed to. And we have contact with the third eye would not be right. We have given you the coordinates as shown. It may well happen that we have given you numerous function like Plato, so an ancient Greek philosopher, when it is too late, but it is not, except this time the farewell. So I'm thinking, okay, this is it. I don't know if it's good or bad. You know, they're saying basically I failed. I showed images. And I took it hard. At that moment, I was also trying to, after the 10th, trying to re-hone on myself, like basically taking like time out to regroup and refocus and rethink like what's going on, because all this has been building. Normally during the summer we get a lot of positive messages, and lately it's just been through the mud and the muck, and it's back and forth, light and dark, right? I said, what must be done? Are you saying I have failed? I await your response. So Thursday, August 12th, at 9:46 a.m., I received, you are relieved of all duties. So I'm like, what? I'm relieved of all duties? So immediately before I even went into responding, that was a little demoralizing, because I was like, wow, so I'm just cast aside or cast out, or I'm relieved by who? You know, I have all these questions. So I responded at 9:54 a.m. Why am I relieved of all duties? Who am I speaking with? I await your response. At 9:58 a.m., I also asked, so what happens to me now? Do I still have less than 9 years before pickup? At 11:59, I asked, by whose authority am I relieved of all duties? I have free will and will continue to act in accordance with my understanding of my duties. And Thursday, August 19th, 1 week later, so this past Thursday at 11:41 a.m., I received, for your inquiry found guilty. He comforts himself that he would be a member of the acts of the insectoid to Cremona, so that moon Cremona, and lost his life. What does freedom will? Cursed is he who made war against the countries you must remain. So I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Who lost their life? And then I received an image. This image I can't share because it is a place where it shows a more close-up shot of Cremona, the moon. There are lights, which looks like, because there is a lot of underground activity, multiple races going on there. Now, Cremona was hit once, and I was blamed for that, for sharing and images and breaking Law 18. This is in the Platea system, which is 10,000 light years towards the galactic center. So within that system, there is a moon called Cremona, and there are insectoids, deep black insectoids, and other races that are there. So what I'm seeing in this image is the image that I have on the Lyran connection that shows a couple weeks ago when Illuminea showed up and the Defender Lyran light ships. There shows that one ship above my location in real time when we were getting images and we were taking pictures, and we also received images and messages. That ship is over Cremona, and they're hitting them hard. I mean, they hit them again, and you see this whole area exploding on the surface of the moon. All the ejectile going right out into space. So this whole side of this moon is getting hit hard. So what they're saying to me right now, so then obviously the enemy is speaking to me, right? Because they're saying, for your inquiry found guilty, he comforts himself that he would be a member of the acts of the insectoid to Cremona and lost his life. What does freedom will? Cursed is he who made war against the countries. You must remain. I said, who lost their life? And then that image, right? Now, what is there a lot of in the galaxy and multiple galaxies? There are clones of me, cDNA clones like Vivimus Lagunas and other clones. So this clone, along with the Lyran Defenders, hit this moon again. So they must have beat them back here. They went to their base on the backside of the moon. Went to Platea, did a dry run on the moon, and I mean it's exploding all over the place, and you can see lights of where there's obviously civilization or things going on underground. And then I received a message on August 19th at 11:48 a.m. It is over, for the land was divided among 8 designs. Listen to me. I was not able to control the ultimate evidence, Platea. So they're talking about Platea, the system, meaning it is over, for the land was divided among 8 designs. So I don't know what 8 designs are, but it is, I mean, you're seeing it being blown apart. They resent the image again of them attacking the moon. And then I said, divided into 8? What represents the 8? This image is of what moon or planet? Because at this time it wasn't clicking in when I first received it. I talked to Commander Doug. Doug was like, Alex, that looks like Cremona. And I looked and I'm like, it is Cremona. Wow. And wow, that's the ship from a couple of weeks ago. So I said, why did you send image twice? And then they responded at 11:53 a.m. on Thursday, August 19th. They stated, the image is intercepted by the king, your governing agencies, regardless those in authority over us, only you. So I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. And I had a call with Tara and others, and I was talking with them because the image is intercepted by the king, your governing agencies. We know we have terrestrial agencies that cut into these lines, that in these communications, and they'll either try to put in disinformation, or white hats will tell on other black hats, basically within intelligence and worldwide, who's doing what, and hey, heads up kind of deal. So they're telling me the image is intercepted by the king, your governing agencies, which means intelligence agencies were intercepting our communiques back and forth. That regardless, those in authority over us, only you. Not that I have authority over the insectoids or I'm their leader or anything, but basically, in an analogy, this is a really poor analogy, but it's the best one I can get most people to relate to so they understand. So if we're going to play the realm of like Asgard, not saying I'm Thor, but I'm saying is if I'm a prince of Lyra, which is the cradle of civilization, you have Yogamahai, what is it? Yogamahai, with where the frost giants are, and you have all these other planets and realms. Not that in Asgard they're over, like directly ruling them. They have their own kings, but there's a law that encompasses all of creation and multiple galaxies, worlds, realms, dimensions. So they recognize, hey, your government can see what's going on, but that doesn't, they have no power over us. Only you do, but not in the sense that I rule them, in the sense that they know who I am and where I am as in my title within the universe, if that makes any sense. So, and they're calling it out. They're like, there's interception going on, and by your king. So it says the king, your governing agencies, intercepted by the king, your governing agency. So the head of your intelligence. So even though it's the enemy is watching the enemy who's wow, this is crazy. So I said, if this is an interception, why are you informing me? Who are you aligned with? What planet or moon is this image of? Because I want double confirmation, even though I know by this point it is Cremona. I await your response. August 19, Thursday at 11:58 a.m. And the witness that destruction did you breaking the law 18 entity. So what they're saying is there was an entity that witnessed. So not only did they witness the destruction of this run on this moon, but that they witnessed me breaking the law 18 with one of the images I'm not supposed to share that I shared. So I'm always in trouble for breaking law 18. So that's what I'm going to be going down for. Hey, but you know what? Okay, I do my best, and not to go on defense here, but I know Commander Doug was like giving me advice like, oh, I think space shots are okay, and I think as long as it's not cities or entities, and that's what I stuck with. So I do show a lot of like space shots or ships or things like that. But again, here we go. The enemy is trying to put me into like, you did this, it's law 18, you're breaking it again. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, like, we're in a prison. This is a prison planet. Like, this isn't an open world like other worlds. So if I shared an image, what do you got? What are you worried about? What is it you're afraid of? What that's being exposed, or what is it that you're afraid of someone seeing? Now, I do recognize that certain images, because there is, I mean, remote viewing is real. There's a lot of things that people think are not real or it's conspiracy, but they've been playing with for, the last 70 years. And you can look at declassified documents from the CIA and Project Stargate and all kinds of stuff. You can go look at yourself. But the bottom line is, if someone has an image, they could remote view or astral into that position. So I guess it would be a security issue or breach. Hey, Angela. So with that being said, part of me is like, you know what? They need to know. They need to see this. So you know what? Live and learn. So I guess that's what they got me on. But it wasn't me. I wasn't there. I didn't do the strike on Cremona. So I said, who are you aligned with? What is your name and title? Because when I ask a name and title, if it's an ally, they'll definitely give it to me. If it's not, they hold out. They don't tell me. So I know I'm talking to the enemy. What race are you? I await your response. What is the king's name? Thursday, August 19th at 12:40 p.m. I received this work in the council of the soldiers in front of the battle was fought. It is not the king, no dictator, and Kazanite, K-A-Z-A-N-I-T-E, with an apostrophe over the E. That's Kazinte with an apostrophe over the E. And I looked that up. I can't find anything on that name. And then it ends 18 space 9 period. So again, this work in the council of the soldiers in front of the battle was fought. It is not the king, no dictator, and Kazanite 18:9. You dash double dot dash double dot dash AJT, which are my initials. Guilty, brother was a clone of the challenge presented and was sent. Why is banished but you? So again, I'll read that one more time. This work in the council of the soldiers in front of the battle was fought. It is not the king, no dictator, and Kazanite 18:9. You, my hybrid code, dash double dot dash double dot dash AJT, my initials. Guilty, brother was a clone of the challenge presented, and we sent. Why is banished but you? And I said, the clone was guilty, not me. I am not a clone. You mentioned a king. Who is the king? Kazanite? Is this a person or a place? What does 18 space 9 represent? What does any of this have to do with me on Earth? What sides fought at the battle? Who was in the battle? Which sides? I await your response. Is there an image of such said battle? What was the entity's name that witnessed? And that's the end. I know it's not a lot, but I didn't have a week of contact. And the 10th, we saw much activity, and I recorded it. So basically what happened was, when I asked for the call, we did that on the last chat we did on Discord. We did a prayer. Either that was answered, or when I asked for the call for assistance was answered. Alun Manea and the Lyran Defender ships showed up. They started attacking ships that were here. Those insectoid waves were continuously coming. They were beating them back to the point where the tyrant was shut out of a gate for 1,000 years. The insectoids were driven to the back dark side of the moon, the top right quadrant on the back side where their base is. At that point, they drove further and they went to Platea, the system itself. They went into the system, they went to the moon, and they started doing dry run bombings on the surface of the moon, blowing up the moon. Yet again, supposedly the clone of me was a part of that run, was captured and eliminated and killed. They blame me for the colonies of Cremona of getting hit again because of breaking Law 18. And at this point, it's a lot of hate and finger pointing and accusing. And it seems that the enemy, in a good sense, was beaten back. I have not heard yet from the Lyrans with a response other than the information that I presented to you. The image, I have not received it yet. I have it blown up because it looks, it's crazy looking. I mean, I'll describe it. So the colonies of Cremona, when it looks bluish, whitish when it's close up. And that first image of the first time over a year ago when it was hit a year and a half ago, and this time the explosion is so big and it shows the ship right over it, and you can see all the lights, and it almost looks like a Grand Canyon look, as it and crevices as it's working its way, and it's a long shot, and it's crazy looking. I wish I could show it, but again, I'd probably be breaking Law 18 again and something else happens, and then I'll get blamed for that. So right now I can't share that. So we got the video of the ships on the 10th. There's a lot of other stuff that was going on, and I wanted to talk about. Oh, I did talk about the cubic feet. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but in the short amount of time, and especially what's going on in the world, so we have confirmation of intelligence agencies yet again, contact confirming that they are intercepting information and data. And it almost sounds like they have the images of what happened, because when I asked why they sent it twice, that's when they responded about intelligence agencies intercepting communique. So maybe they were thinking that was lost to intelligence, so at that point it didn't matter and they sent it again. But that's where we're at, and that's the insectoids. Now I know there's a lot of information going out that I keep going here, but I'm trying to get information on this. If anyone knows, I keep hearing about how our solar system is liberated and all the good is coming. And if I'm looking at what's going on the earth, and I'm looking at what's going on in our system, there seems like there's still hot and heavy actions being taken place, and things are turning. I don't see all this wonderful, everyone's like it's all great and it's all wonderful and all this stuff. I'm not seeing this. I'm seeing an active battle going on. I'm seeing things getting dire. I'm seeing people rising up around the planet. And in the streets, I see chaos. I mean, I'm positive, and I think like we got to do the right thing, and hope for the best, and pray and all that. But where's the data on all this liberation? Where's all this happy rainbow and happiness and unicorns jumping and all this love? And I just don't, show me, give me something, send me a proof of something, anything, because my stuff is normally, like I said, during the summer I'm getting light communications, and I also want to talk about communications themselves. So, and I was gonna save this for a future time, but I want to briefly, since that's the content that I have for tonight, I want to talk about how communications, basically what some of these guys that have been doing great works behind the scenes and working on things have discovered, along with our contact and other things, is that, and it all came to me the other night, is that how there's windows of opportunity of contact. So you receive contact, you don't know when that window's going to close, where so you throw out questions, you'll see who's going to respond. And over the spring and summer is usually a lot of light forces and a lot of dark stuff over the fall and winter. So you get both sides. And what's usually over the winter time? You have that's pretty dominant in the night sky in the northern hemisphere is Orion and Draco, all these different constellations, right? And we all know. So it kind of fuels what my pie theory is that these communications, depending on what's over you, is pretty much, contact says, based on the intervals of the sun and other factors of how communications are. So here's the thing. So these guys, I'm not going to say their names, but they're doing great works. They're doing a lot of number crunching and figuring things out. Well, basically, that it's kind of double, triple confirmation. Basically, wherever you're at. So if you're on the southern hemisphere, you're dealing with different other constellations, other star systems. But basically, wherever it's at the zenith, say like in the 11th hour, say it's Lyra, Vega, the system is in that zenith. That is, it's at its prime gate time opening of communications, or other things could be going on too as well. So just for food for thought, just for the future, I'm just planting seeds right now. I'm not going to go full into it, but depending on what's going on and the time and the date, you have different things aligning where you're going to have your peak times of communication from said such whoever. Platea, I don't know exact coordinates. I know enough of the system, the planets, the moons, how far away. It's 10,000 light years away. Excuse me. I don't have the exact positioning or where it exactly is yet. But this is all just food for thought. So with that being said, what I'm going to do is, so like I said, there's going to be a Discord after. We'll do an after show chat. I know it wasn't a lot, but at least we're up to date. I'm glad everyone's safe. There's something else I wanted to say, and it had to do with, I brought up the cubic feet. There was something else. Let me look at my black ledger. There was another, 283,487 cubic meters of Earth feet was the Soltraxi. I know that was a question. There's one other thing. So the race codes. The race codes we're working on as well, where that dash, double dot, dash. We know where the Lyran's race code. We know my hybrid code. We know the Syrian High Council. We know one of the cDNA clones. We know Commander Doug's code. There's a lot of codes. These guys are also working on codes for me, and I just wanted to say thank you out in the open, in public, and thank you for all your help and hard work, because there are a lot of things that we're getting closer in, because we also found in one of the old books that I read, it was actually in one. I read everybody, so there are ones back here who are, remember, there's people who want full disclosure and there are people who want a controlled partial disclosure. I'll just say there is a book from To the Stars Academy. I won't say anything other than that, but there's truths in everything. So there is some code in there that relates to an ancient Chinese mathematics that has to do with something. We're looking into that. That was one other thing. What was the other thing? I didn't crunch the numbers for July yet, but we're trending way above average. Like for 2014, we had 31 total messages. 2015 was 42. 2016 was 9. 2017 was 41. 2018 was 31. 2019 we jumped to 155. 2020 we were at 291. We jumped. And at 2021 we're just about to surpass the 291 mark. So we have basically almost 5 months, 4.5 months, 5 months to go to finish this year. So we're way above average on that. I'm going to answer a couple questions on here, and then I'm going to jump on Discord, guys. Let's see. Bunker busters, Oliver says. It sounds to me that they are reaching for excuses, someone to blame, but without a real concern, Roxanne says. Yeah, the enemy is always wanting to blame me or trick me into accepting something. And that's why I have to say, whoa, what's going on here? What's happening here? Let's see. You're right. Many other contactees are saying we are still in the thick of it, including the Q team. The Q team. Oh, I just jumped all over the place. Hold on. Wow, there's just so much. Hold on. Let me see. Thank you, Tara. I'd love to take a look at those people saying that are in their own heads. No rainbows and unicorns is going to get worse before it gets better. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I mean, until I know otherwise, I listen to everybody, and I'm listening, and I kind of been slipping a little bit because there's just so much going on. I'm still taking care of a lot of 3D personal stuff, but I'm just like, what are they talking about? Like, where's this liberation? What are you talking about? Like, we're getting defended, we're getting help, but things are still happening really badly on this planet. And anyone who says that it's not, then you're in a bubble. You're in another world. You have no idea, because there are protests all around this planet. Let's see. Let me see what. Yes, many blessings for our family in Long Island and up north. I have intuition that they created on purpose up there. Yeah, I don't know. They do create weather, though. That's another thing. They used to be a conspiracy theory. People will say, oh, they create weather. That's ludicrous. That's crazy. I mean, they've been doing it for, oh my goodness, public, 60, 70. So you're talking about almost 70 years they've been playing around with weather. Oh no, they can't do that. They're not doing that. Everyone's on the uppity up. No one's doing anything wrong, right? And there's no. That's why you have carcinogenics and plastics and different things, and there's plastic in your water and your air. None of this stuff's happening. No one's doing anything wrong. Everything's on the uppity up. Okay, sure. If you want to be in denial, like, that's cool. But I can't. I see what's going on, so I can't pretend like it's not happening. Also, Lori says, also the reptilians that live underground are masters, massive numbers, and create so much negativity that it diminishes the strength of the light we are producing as light workers. It could be. They're here. They say the reptilians rule the fields, and they do call it the mark of the beast, and they do call it that this is a prison planet, and the reptilians are here. So yeah, makes total sense. Thank you, Tara. I'd love to take a look at helping. Great. I'm helping. Okay. I agree. Hi, everyone. Let's see. Those people are saying, my thing keeps jumping, and it's weird. HARP, weather control. Also, the earthquakes or tunnel explosions. Yeah, HARP is like so old school. Like, HARP has been around since like the 60s or 70s. I think they've even shut it down publicly. Like, it used to be where you couldn't even find information on it. Then it's public where, yes, we have it. Oh, but we've shut it down because we've done our weather our testing. But meanwhile, it's to manipulate. Everything's a frequency, or harmonics is frequency, harmonics. Everything is geometry. Everything is. This is third dimensional mass, but it's on a frequency that makes it's solid. So if you manipulate the frequency, you can manipulate matter. So I don't know why it's so hard. You can do a lot of things, just like a lot of people are getting these attacks. You've heard it over the years where, in Cuba and multiple places where people are having brain injuries because there's intelligence agencies that are using harmonics to cause disruption and cause people to have hemorrhaging and other things where they're having brain damage. Yeah, because whatever you think of, they're almost 100 years plus ahead of what you know. So I don't know why it's so hard with people. A lot of people just want to live in, like, this is what everything I see and know, and I can go to the store and touch and feel and see. That's what it is, and there's nothing else. Like, that's crazy. That's conspiracy theory. Meanwhile, there are trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars that are spent on black projects that you don't know about, that they have think tanks. If anything that you can possibly think of, they have people paid to think, to create things for purposes. That's why people's technologies get taken or patents get taken away or people mysteriously wind up missing or disappear, or scientists and a whole load of plane of a scientist go because they're on to something that is already been done and they don't want it to be out public, and people disappear. That's why, like, no, I want to live in my 9 to 5. I don't want, none of this is happening. It's not real. But you're crazy, and they laugh at you, and you're a conspiracy. That's crazy talk. If you don't think any of that is happening, then I don't want to wish you deserve whatever it comes to you, but like, you can't play both. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't play living your life in a fake thing, and then when you see something amazing or fantastical happen, you can't question, oh, I wonder why or how. You know why. You know what's going on. We're at a point in technology, scientifically, with everything that's speeding up and the quickening that's happening, that is unavoidable that all this is going to hit you at one time. You can't cover it up unless they take down the whole grid in the internet, or there's a big, like, where they have a, the internet goes down. They do a EMP blast or something, and then you're forced to books and writing, and everything's fried. But we're going too fast. Everything's coming out faster than you can regulate it correctly without it being political or emotional or feeling based of how we feel it should be than what is or what isn't and what is the law. So with that being said, sorry, I was getting a little pissed off at talking to myself like a crazy person. They don't want to have change in their lives and routines. It seems easier to just pretend everything is okay. And that's what it is. Sure, listen to this. This is going to sound nuts. A one world thing under one thing is amazing if it's of pure light and run by pure light, but it's just not on this planet. You can't have it. You can't have it without being corrupted or something happening. So, well, I mean, it can't be. It's going to turn into a dictatorship. It's going to turn into a empire that is more of a Vader than anything else, if that makes any sense. There's not enough. It's not everyone's on the same page. So there will always be people who keep their blinders on. Yeah. Unless it's one day in front of everyone's face and they make us unite falsely. I don't know. Tesla of our day, Hutchinson. I got to check that out. There's so much on here I can't keep up. There will always be people who... Guys, so episode 35. I'm going to jump on Discord after show chat. And I appreciate you all. I thank you for all the well wishes all across the world. I'm going to continue to do what I do. I'm going to give you what I receive, whether it's the good, bad, the ugly, the light, the dark, who it is, when it is. If it's an image I can share, I'm going to share it. I will speak the truth, only the truth, the best of my ability, the best of my my team's ability of translating and giving you the information. I'm not going to tell you how I feel it should be. It is what it is. The colonies of Cremona were hit again. Is it something I love or like? I don't want to wish anything bad on anybody, but these guys keep wanting knocking, then they're going to get knocked. I don't know what to say. What am I going to say? I guess they just found out again. I don't know. Do I feel bad? No. But I'm not promoting it, but I'm not also it's not that they say, love your enemy because they don't know what they're doing. Well, I don't know. Maybe we should all think about that in life before we just... You're not supposed to be killing or doing anything, but hey, this is pretty bad stuff. These are legions and stuff. I guess they got to get taken out. If they don't stop, just cease and desist. Stop. And you'll be left in peace. But if you continue, you're going to be pummeled into the ground and in the ground and under the ground and everywhere it's going to be. Just stop. I love you guys. I just want peace. I do. But I'm also not going to be the peacemaker from, what is it? Has anyone seen that Suicide Squad 2? That's insane. So I watched that, and that was pretty crazy. But these guys got to stop. Just leave me alone, and you will be left alone. But if you continue, you're not going to have much of a moon left. So, well, it's not a threat. It's just, it is what it is. I love you all. See you on the after chat. Episode 36 is next. And when I know, you know. And have a good night, guys. I love you.